If an engine catches fire mid-flight, the pilot calls Mayday. Everyone knows that. But what if it's just a passenger with appendicitis? Or a landing gear that refuses to deploy? Do they still yell, Mayday? Hold on. If you use Mayday carelessly, you don't just create panic, you can unintentionally freeze an entire section of airspace. Air traffic control clears the frequency. Other aircraft must stay silent. Every resource shifts toward you. This isn't the "I feel a bit worried" button. It's the "we could die in minutes" button. And here's the part that sends chills down my spine. The sky has its own code of hierarchy, its own ranking system, its own cold rules so precise that using the wrong word can disrupt the survival order of the entire system. So what exactly is Mayday? And what's the second hidden term passengers almost never hear? Imagine airspace as a three-dimensional highway. Hundreds of aircraft moving at around 800 kilometers per hour, meaning you cover more than 200 meters every second. One delayed message, one misheard word, and trajectories can drift dangerously apart. Mayday is the highest level signal in that system. When a pilot says Mayday 3 times in a row, they're declaring an immediate threat to life: engine fire, cabin depressurization, loss of control. This is the level of "we may not land safely." The moment Mayday is heard, air traffic control gives absolute priority. Other aircraft stay quiet. No chatter. No interruptions. No casual phrases like, "It may be a nice day." The sky suddenly has one center of gravity. See how powerful that is. A single 4-letter word can instantly change the behavior of hundreds of people. That's not ordinary language. That's a switch of authority. But the real brilliance of this system isn't Mayday itself. It's the fact that not every emergency is allowed to use it. And that's where the second secret comes in. Imagine the engines still work. The aircraft is stable. But a passenger suffers a stroke. Or a secondary system fails. You need priority landing, but the aircraft isn't falling from the sky. If you shout Mayday here, it's like pulling a fire alarm because smoke came from your toaster. Instead, pilots use another term, pan-pan. And just like Mayday, it's repeated 3 times: pan-pan, pan-pan, pan-pan. The word comes from the French phrase en panne, meaning malfunction or breakdown. It sounds softer than Mayday, and in the hierarchy, it signals a serious situation requiring assistance, but not an immediate threat to life. Here's the elegance. Pan-pan still gets priority, but it doesn't shut down the entire sky. Controllers maintain overall traffic flow while giving extra attention to that flight. Notice the precision here. Not every crisis is equal. And this language system is designed to reflect the exact level of danger. One wrong word can trigger an overreaction. The right word keeps everything running smoothly. And that's when you realize this isn't just vocabulary. It's risk management through sound. Aviation doesn't rely on emotion. It relies on procedure. And procedure begins with syllables. When pilots face an emergency, their heart rate can spike to 120 beats per minute. Hands may shake. Adrenaline clouds judgment. In that state, humans are prone to shouting, rambling, or panicking. So the system is built to remove ambiguity. Mayday for life-threatening danger. Pan-pan for urgent situations. No gray zone. Have you noticed both signals are repeated 3 times, not for drama, but for recognition? 3 repetitions help the listener's brain lock onto the signal instantly, reducing confusion with normal conversation. 3 beats create a rhythm that cuts through radio noise. Aviation language works like a finely tuned mechanical system, lubricated by logic. Nueces. No metaphors. No decoration. And what passengers never hear is this: behind every calm flight lies a cold, invisible hierarchy guarding the skies. Every syllable carries weight. Every word holds a level of authority. So next time you hear someone jokingly yell Mayday because they spilled their coffee, remember up in the sky. That word isn't a punchline. The sky isn't chaotic the way you might imagine. It runs on a language system precise to the point of ruthlessness. Mayday isn't about drama. Pan isn't a cheap imitation. Each word represents a different level of survival. If you enjoy unpacking the invisible operating systems that keep society running smoothly, you might want to go deeper. For example, what happens if two aircraft declare Mayday at the same time? Who gets priority first? What rule decides that? Trust me, it's more gripping than any action movie. And I promise, it's not as simple as you think.